Hey, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Veach Season. We are your co-hosts, Rocky Magaña and Kramer Sansone, coming to you on the AFC Championship weekend, where the Kansas City Chiefs are getting ready to show down against the Buffalo Bills. Those Billy bastards from the north. Those table jumping, flaming assholes. Yeah, you know what? Those dickheads. Yeah, we're getting ready to take on Josh Allen. And I was thinking, actually, I'm gonna get completely off subject right off here off the very bat.
Veach season, baby.
I was thinking about you today, Kramer, and I was like, if I was not in the WWE because they wouldn't ever let me be in there, but if I was in like one of like those alternative leagues, like
AEW,
like AEW, like what would my name be and like who would I be and what would be my persona? I finally landed on I would be Rowdy Randy, and I'd be part of in which is like the what was it the nasty nut. I can't remember what the third in was for, the nasty nut something or other, but like it was Rowdy Randy and the Nasty Nutters was my
boy.
Were my guys, and there was three of us, right?
Yeah.
And our names were, so I was Rowdy Randy. I had a sidekick named Rascal Dick, and yeah, and then we had a big old Irish guy or French guy, like just it's like a European type of guy.
Yeah.
And his name was KUM Toilet. So come toilet.
Oh man. Oh boy.
Yeah.
Oh boy. This is a random thought with Rocky this afternoon, right there.
Yeah, and I was like, I should talk to Kramer about this and see if we could.
I don't know if it has any legs.
If we could get it at some Fountain Pro KC when I'm in town, get a Rowdy Randy and Rascal Dick and Cum Toilet for the Nasty Nut Boys.
I'll see what Creative has. I'll see what they have.
Yeah. I was just picturing, like a lot of like black leather, but yet like not like nice leather.
No. You want
looks like you stripped it off of a dead hobo.
No, you want denim. I think you need to go with the full denim look with this. You can't go black leather. You have to go
dirty. We want dirty denim, assless chaps.
Yes.
And boots and dusty boots.
Yes.
And with a duster. I gotta have a duster, shirtless with a duster on underneath it. Or do the duster shirtless underneath.
Yeah, you have to. That's the only way you can only wear a duster.
Yeah, and I want a necklace made out of crocodile teeth,
or the rivets from the jean pants you cut up.
Oh yeah, the rivets of the jean pants, or maybe like motorcycle chain or something like that around my neck.
Yeah,
or maybe human teeth. Just go like really weird. Just get like maybe my backstory is I break into the childhood homes of all my enemies and I steal their childhood teeth from like their like their mother's shadow boxes they have of them, or like their like scrapbooks, and I just like steal their first baby teeth and like make a necklace out of them.
So you're the tooth fairy then.
Yeah, but I'm like nasty, like a nasty ass Frank from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia type of tooth fairy. Like imagine a little bit taller than Frank, wearing assless chaps, a denim duster, and a necklace of my enemy's baby teeth. That's my wrestling persona right there. Gosh. Rowdy Randy, and I don't even know how you would dress a guy named Rascal Dick and Cum Toilet.
Dude, you Cum Toilet. You already know what you can do with that. I have.
Well, yeah, like when Cum Toilet was getting ready to finish a guy, the whole crowd would chant, "Flush them down, flush them down," and then he would just like walk up and like straddle them, and like just
stink face,
dry up their faces or something like that, or make them and then you don't even want to know what the triple nasty nutter would be as far as like a finishing move when we're all three in the ring together.
Well, Sarah had this gyration hump where he would like do it over across people. So I mean,
yeah. See, there you go. I would just imagine us like I don't know. Maybe we would keep like a chocolate snack pack in the front of our pants. We would reach down and like pull out a handful of like chocolate pudding, and then just like jump off the top rope and like smash it in their face and call it the nasty nut.
The nasty nut. Why does it got to be? Why does it got to be chocolate pudding?
Well, because it's a nut, but it's creamy.
You gotta get the white. You gotta get the white one then.
But we want it to be nasty, so it's got to be dark.
No, that's no.
It's
People.
filthy.
True, you're right. The mixture. Do a blend.
Yeah, you got to do like the swirl.
Or you got both hands, but you have the white pudding and the chocolate pudding, and you smash like at the top. So you basically just
knife
edge chop the head.
Rascal Dick will have the vanilla, and then Cum Toilet will have the chocolate, and then I'll come in the middle with the pistachio, the green, to like really just give it like the nasty trio, and then we all three just like smash it into their eyes off the top rope together and blind them with our nasty nut, and then they're like, we're blind, and then we like drop to our knees and punch them in the nuts, and they fall down, and then we.
You also have to have Brett Veach be your manager.
Oh yeah, he has to come out. Well, yeah. I mean, full disclosure, you're a Rascal Dick. So we just got to find somebody to be like to become Toilet. So
I gotcha. All right.
We'll ask Show or BK if they want to be Show or BK or Serta if they want to be known as Cum Toilet and do some professional wrestling.
That might be a stretch. I'm not sure if Ron will come up here and do that, but Serta's in town.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it's quite on brand for them either. For their,
no.
It's not as much of their brand as it is.
I mean, Ron the Blonde. I mean, he did dye his hair because he lost a bet. So
that's true. Maybe.
Yeah,
maybe what we'll do is we'll get Pete Sweeney really, really drunk.
Oh, he's definitely in. If it's wrestling,
he loves wrestling. He loves wrestling.
Oh yeah,
and we won't even tell him. We'll just say, hey, you're gonna be part of our crew. And we won't tell him what his name is or anything. We'll just give him his costume and a snack pack and be like, just follow our lead. and
you'll know what to do.
Yeah, you'll just follow our lead. You'll know what to do. And he walks out there like in a diaper, and his name's Cum Toilet or something. And they're like, he's like, what the hell did I just get myself into? This is why I canceled their podcast.
This is a Chiefs podcast, people. This is 100% a Chiefs podcast.
This is not This is not just a Chiefs podcast. This is a Chiefs draft podcast.
That's true. You're right.
Hosted by Brett Veach.
Yeah, no, that's true. That's
really. We don't come up with this content. We just follow the notes that Veach sends us.
That's true.
And we don't get them until sometimes 10 minutes before we're recording. And so like I'm looking at the outline of this episode right now. Just came right off the presses from Veach, sent from his Android, which I'm sorry.
Okay.
You would think
I didn't know. I've never texted him. I was cold.
Yeah, he could at least be like a blue bubble in the group chat. But no, he's green. He's green all the way across. So he's nasty. That's how you know Brett Veach F's is because he's an Android.
He gets shit done. You know he does.
Yeah, he gets shit done. But anyways, all that being said, 8 minutes and 45 seconds into the show talking about wrestling. And we haven't even gotten to what's hot with Krame Dog yet. What's hot with Krame Dog?
So we found out yesterday that Ben Johnson, a couple days ago, Ben Johnson was signed to the Chicago Bears with the next head coach. That means there's still one vacancy open. Well, I mean, there's a lot more vacancies, but in said division of the Kansas City Chiefs, let's talk about the Las Vegas Raiders for a second. Deion Sanders is still hireable right now for the Raiders to go and swoop up, grab him, trade up for the number 1 overall draft pick, draft his son. Everything's still in play right there. And you know what? If this is the Kool-Aid, I'm drinking it all up, Rocky. I hope that's something that does happen because I can't wait to despise said team of the Las Vegas Raiders because of the Chiefs three-peating this upcoming this season. So, yeah, it's going to be interesting.
Yeah, I hope it's not something you actually want because it's going to be really
I do, though. I actually do. I want to see that.
It's going to be really hard for you because you're not going to be able to root for them anymore. And it's going to be like It's going to be the equivalent of you like settling for like a girl who's nice to you and kind of pretty and treats you well, and you getting married to her, and then like literally 10 minutes after you say I do, your high school sweetheart who was the love of your life comes flying down the aisles like, no, I want to marry you instead. And then you're already married to this other lady.
So the lady that's running down the aisles, what team?
The lady that's running down the aisle in this scenario, I guess, would be Deion Sanders.
Okay, all right.
And you've settled for the Chiefs because you just want somebody who's going to take care of you and not break your heart.
It's true. I mean, but they're due for a heartbreaking. I know that for a fact. Just don't know when. Because it ain't anytime soon.
Yeah, and anytime soon. Yeah, it's like saying
Is
Michael
it though?
Jordan was due for a heartbreaking when he decided that he didn't want to play for the Bulls anymore.
That's true. That's fair. That's a good point.
You know what I mean? So,
Oh yeah.
and so yeah, I mean, I hope that Deion Sanders.
If he goes anywhere, it's got to be the Cowboys. I think it's too.
Yeah, it does, and because there's too much of a connection there.
But if he wants to do, if he wants to coach his son, he can't. Like that's just not the option because Dak's already. Oh, Whack Prescott is just chilling there in Dallas.
Well, and they may not have to trade up to the first overall pick because all the rumors out right now is that Cam Ward is definitively QB1 in a lot of GM's minds, and that
the
Titans are all in on Cam Ward. So Mike Borgonzi, the rumors are that Mike Borg. So actually, freeze. The rumors are that Mike Borgonzi is all in on Cam Ward to be his next quarterback, which means that he's all in on Shedeur Sanders.
Yeah, exactly. That's
to be his next quarterback because that's the trick. That's the move.
Or Quinn Ewers.
Yeah, that's the move right out of Brett Veach's playbook. Is that he's going to sit there and throw Cam Ward out there to try to get somebody to trade up who really wants Cam Ward, and then he's going to take Travis Hunter, which is like the guy he actually wants, or he's going to take Shedeur Sanders or whatever he wants, in that situation.
There's a lot of teams at the top that need a quarterback. A lot of teams.
That's why.
And there's only basically 2 quarterbacks in this draft, if that.
Yeah.
If that.
No, I would agree. And not as far as like potential to be superstars. Like there's a lot of Brock Purdy's and Kirk Cousins in this draft, right?
Oh, sure.
You got Will Howard, Riley Leonard, like Quinn Ewers. Like you have a lot of Jags who could be starters but aren't like franchise quarterbacks, right? Like there's tons of Andy Daltons in this draft, like those type of guys. The crazy thing about Ben Johnson, did you hear this? That Ben Johnson didn't even interview for his head coaching position.
Wait, what?
Yeah,
the Bears just said, "Hey, come, just come."
Yeah, so
that's awesome. That's one way to do it.
They talked to the coaching staff over there. I don't think so. They talked to the coaching staff over there. They talked to his manager. They talked to people around the league who had worked with him, and they decided that they had done their due diligence enough, and they just offered him.
Okay. All right. Yeah. No.
That's insane.
That's crazy because insane. You don't know his personality in person. What if it didn't gel? Like, what if this is a big disaster the Bears did by just hiring?
Oh,
what if?
Shocking. What the Bears what if the Jets made another mistake in their coaching hiring? What if the Giants don't know how to draft a quarterback? What if like these teams make the same mistakes over and over again because they have the same leadership and the same ownership? And the fact that Ryan Poles, Ryan Poles, former Chiefs guy, love him to death. He's been a shit show as the GM of the Bears. And his hires have been horrible. Matt Eberflus was a terrible decision from the get-go. He was a mediocre defensive coordinator and they made him a head coach. It was insanity. But yeah, so I could very easily see this going completely wrong. 100%. Josh McDaniels, though, is now back with the Patriots as their offensive coordinator with Mike Vrabel. So you can look forward to them running an offense from 2003. That was like, how does Josh McDaniels stay employed in the NFL? The guy's the biggest jerk off on the face of the planet.
Yeah, he is.
And he's not a good coach. He's not a good football mind. Like he must have secrets on everybody. He just must be that guy who just like wiretapped every single
but then
owner's
watch him like
offense.
make Drake May a stud. Just watch that happen. Like it's just stupid how Josh
Define
McDaniels
stud
works.
though. Like watch him make Drake May a perennial 10-game winner.
Watch him
who loses in the wild card round.
Watch him be like Justin Herbert.
Yeah, a guy
like
who
that's
that's
a ceiling.
Yeah, 100% that's a ceiling.
I don't think Justin Herbert's that good, but that's just me.
We talked about this. I think Justin Herbert's overrated. Yep. I'm starting to think CJ Stroud is overrated. CJ Stroud is prone to making stupid mistakes. Stupid mistakes.
I've been saying this. It's an Ohio State quarterback, former Ohio State quarterback. What do you expect?
And D'Amico Ryans, like, are you kidding me? There was that one play in the game where they were going for it. They're going for it on fourth down? And the clock ran down to 5 seconds.
Yeah.
And they didn't take a timeout. They tried to hike it and like get the play off. Like just call a timeout.
That was on fourth down, right? 4th and 10.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's 4th and 10. Yeah, you're going for it on 4th and 10. Like, don't rush it. Make sure you have the call. And there's like you could tell that everybody's confused.
Because that's the one.
All the time
went straight back, was sacked, I think, by George or something.
Yeah, lost, which triple sack day for George Karlaftis.
Yeah.
Sack for Felix Ananduke Uzoma. Listen, that was a big day for the Tamba Hali martial arts trainings payoff, right? That was 4 sacks in the game that came directly as a result of training with Tamba Hali in jiu-jitsu. And so thank you, Tamba, for continuing to teach and pass it and pay it forward to our younger players. But having Charles Omenihu in the mix too just was huge. It was, I mean, the Chiefs pass rush was lights out. Now listen, we talked it last week about how the Texans interior offensive line was garbage and they sucked. But 8 sacks is 8 sacks. Like 8 sacks against the NFL offensive line is still 8 sacks, and that's a great day by any measure whatsoever. But we'll get a little bit more into the game as we go on. Before we get into the actual game, though, so Caitlin Clark was at the game on Sunday with Tay sitting with her, right?
Yep.
And she is just a national gem. I think that she is a cool person. You hear, like, she was on New Heights, Travis Kelce's podcast a couple weeks back. She was just so chill and nice and just down to earth and just seemed cool as hell. And on it, she talked about how she grew up in Des Moines, so she's been a member of Chiefs Kingdom her entire life. There's photos out there of her wearing Chiefs gear, like as like a child, with like all of her brothers wearing Chiefs gear from head to toe. I guess they went to a game at Arrowhead every single year growing up. They were at the Christmas Day game last year. They're at the Christmas Eve game the year before that. And she made a point to say that they were sitting outside. They weren't in a box. She was down. She said she was down there freezing her balls off with everybody else. She didn't say balls, obviously. She said toes, I think, but you know what it is. And she was just super cool. But she was also asked who her favorite Chiefs player is. And she tried saying growing up, her brothers were huge Tony Gonzalez fans. And Jason Kelce interrupted her and said, well, I want to know who your favorite player is. And she said, well, I like Travis a lot, because she had to say that because
of course
podcast. But then she said who she actually likes, which is Patrick Mahomes, which makes sense because Patrick Mahomes is all of our favorite player. Like, there's guys that I like, that I really, really like, who play for the Chiefs. Like I really, 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 really like Chris Jones. I really, really like Travis Kelce. I really, 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 really like Joe Thuney and Trey Smith and Creed Humphrey.
And James Winchester.
I really, 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 really like Brian Cook, just because I was a big fan of him in college at Cincinnati, and him coming out in the draft. I really like Leo Chenal because he can do a muscle up on a moving bus during the parade, right? Like, there's like these guys that I really like, but none of them our GD mother effing Patrick LeVon Mahomes II.
Nope.
He is the savior of the franchise, the greatest player that's ever played football, the person that I esteem to be with every breath that I'm alive. Like I look
Smart man.
every day, and I think I look down at my wrist at my bracelet that says WWPD. What would Patrick do? And then I think about it. Like no matter what I do, like when I'm parenting my children, I think, what would Patrick do? When I'm at my job, my 9-to-5 job, and I'm trying to be the best I can be 1% better every day, I think, and I'm tired and I'm frustrated, I think, what would Patrick do? He'd persevere. He would push forward. When I'm in bed with my wife and we're making love, I look down at my wrist and I think, what would Patrick do? And I think he would have about 10 extra inches that I don't have. What would he do? He would fully pleasure my wife instead of this mediocre treatment that she's getting from me right now.
And she would be knocked up because that's what this Mahomes does. It's just he plays football and breeds.
Yep, she plays football and makes babies, and he's the best at both of them. But yeah, so obviously, who's your favorite Chiefs player?
I mean, it was Townsend, but he ain't even on the team anymore.
Butker? Yeah, you're a big Butker fan.
Oh, huge big Butker guy over here. Big, huge.
Big Butker.
Huge.
Huge. His Butker is huge.
No, I've Nick Bolton. I've loved Nick Bolton since coming out of Mizzou. I had a mock draft him in the first round of the Chiefs. I thought he was going to be the difference maker for this team. He's going to lay the foundation of that defense, being all hard hit and strung, and that's what he's done this entire time being a Chief.
Oh, 100%. I love Nick Bolton. I love the way Nick Bolton plays. I love his attitude. I love his no quit. I love his leadership. I love everything about Nick Bolton except for one thing. Have you ever tried to transcribe Nick Bolton's audio at a press conference and turn it into a legible story?
No, I've never done that.
It's the hardest effing thing you'll ever do in your life, trying to listen back to his audio or watch his press conferences.
Oh, he mumbles. I know that.
And write the story. He mumbles. He talks really, 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 really fast, and he speaks in like half thoughts and then jumps to another thought and then goes back and then jumps forward again. And if you write it out as he says it, which you should, because it's an article, like the reader's not going to have any idea what he's talking about, right? Like if you listen to it and you see him, you're like, okay, I can kind of follow the train of thought. But when you just see it as just written word on the screen,
it's like, where are we going here?
Yeah. And so there's a lot of like, so he was talking about he was talking about the Titans running backs, and when he said this, and then switched up his thought process to playing pass defense before going back and then talking about run. You know what I mean? And like,
yeah,
there's a lot of like navigating the reader through.
That's what I'm talking about, Bolton. That's what I'm talking about. Always always catch him guessing. That's all you need to do.
It's fine unless you're the one trying to translate it. Like it's like I'm trying to be like a babble fish to the rest of society, trying to transcribe his audio. And over at Arrowhead Pride, right, like Pete was like asking for everybody's availability for articles this week, and I was sending them over my availability, and I knew that I was this close to just saying like, I'm available any day you need me to, except for if you try to give me Nick Bolton tomorrow, then I'm unavailable. I remember one day I had to write an article combining quotes from Nick Bolton and Kingsley Suamataia on the week where we played Cincinnati. And I was like, God dang it, son of a bitch. Come on, Pete. Like, I got to transcribe Bolton audio. I got to spell Suamataia a lot of times. And I got to figure out how many N's and T's there are in Cincinnati.
I didn't think about that one. That's funny.
It was the worst.
That's hell week for you then.
God, I think that article took me like 6 hours to write just because I was just like trying to spell everything out. It was not my best effort. But yeah, anyway, so Caitlin Clark is a Chiefs fan.
It's nice. It was funny because I actually saw I don't know if you saw the camera shot where she's sitting behind Taylor, and then somehow miraculously she switched seats with somebody. Now she's sitting next to Taylor. Do you think Taylor actually knew who she was?
Yeah, no, 100%, because she had just been on Kelsey's podcast.
All right, just making sure. Because at first I'm like, this looks like she moved up to sit next to Taylor. So because Taylor
did you see who she was in front of? Brooke Shields was there as well, and she was in front of Brooke Shields.
Okay.
So, I mean, so she's got some star power to her.
I'd say.
But yeah, no, she had to known who she was because she had just literally been a guest on New Heights.
And they wouldn't just let anybody in the Taylor suite.
Yeah, no, you got to be on the list.
Yeah, and I think Caitlin Clark would be definitely on the list. Would we be on the list? We should be.
Who, us?
Yeah, us.
I don't know.
I don't know. There was a time.
There was a time where I used to get early looks at the New Heights episodes before they would come out, so I could write my New Heights episode articles for Arrowhead Pride, and they would send me like quotes, so I wouldn't have to transcribe all the quotes.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was pretty cool. And then they got really big, and they just stopped doing it. I was like, okay, well, this isn't as easy as it used to be anymore.
Yeah,
and that's how the sausage is made, people.
Oh yeah.
Speaking about sausage, big sausage fest, and just overall dumbass behavior and guys being dickheads. Pat McAfee, like I'm usually a pretty big fan of Pat McAfee. I kind of like his work. I like his I feel like we're on some level in the same vein of sports media of saying stupid shit and then just
sounds about right.
Not really caring what people think about it. Just having fun. But that being said, like they had a bit on their show after the national championship or before the national championship yesterday. That it was before the national championship, where they were talking about the Chiefs and Texans game and the refs giving the Chiefs all the calls and Patrick Mahomes flopping and everything else. And then if you haven't seen it on Twitter and other social media, there's these AI generated videos out there. One of them of Patrick Mahomes French kissing the referee.
Oh yeah, that just gives me the heebie-jeebies of how
So they talked about it on their show, and they're like, "Oh well, it's obviously AI, or is it? Were we able to confirm it was AI? Because it looks pretty real. Are we sure that that's AI? Like here, I got the clip. Just listen to for yourself." And like, now they're not just coming out straight out and saying it's real or anything like that, but it's like the fact that they're entertaining it as much as they are on their show just makes me be like, you know what? Eat a dick and shut up. And so here, we'll play a clip and you guys can make up your mind for yourselves about what you think about it.
Videos of the refs and Mahomes and Andy, are those real?
Those photos, I saw some on the internet. I think they were AI. I don't know if Andy Reid fell like that. They're saying he fell
on the field right there too. It seems like a weird spot to be.
I don't know if he prays like that.
I thought he was praying on the field right in front of the refs.
I saw smooching.
Yeah, are those real?
I don't think those are real.
I do appreciate the fact that we're at the point where technology is so easy to kind of utilize. I think there is a little bit of a drawback where you can just go down into one of these, either Grok or anybody else, and just say, I want to see Patrick Mahomes sucking face with Ed Hockley. And then Grok says, let me get 22 seconds real quick.
Oh, so that was AI.
We ran that through an AI checker back here. There was no AI detector.
What about the Andy Reid one? The Andy Reid one had to be fake.
That's what we were talking about. Yeah, that one cleared.
No way, because I did not see him fall in front of the refs. The internet certainly got it. I guess a screen grab.
Yeah.
The one of Mahomes and the refs can't be real.
Smooching?
Yeah.
Or on each other?
Mm-hmm.
Little tongue in there?
That wasn't even the worst one I saw on the internet yesterday.
It's going to make the internet difficult. It's going to make the internet difficult.
Yeah.
It's going to make
you can't believe anything. You either believe everything or you believe nothing. You sent me one that was crazy.
I don't think that. Which one are you talking about?
Some people. It was just.
Anyway.
Oh God.
Like listen, like obviously they're not saying it's real.
That's on TV.
But they're not coming out and saying it's not real either.
Yeah, you can't. You can't say that. I don't think you could say that, can you? Like, you can't say that. Fact check. Yeah, no, this it checks out 10%. Like, no, you can't. That's like, what is that, libel, slander? But it has to be all of them.
Yeah, it has to be all of them. Like, bro, like that's why I'm like, don't eat a dick. Like, obviously, like people tune into your show, giving you some measure of credit, and with that comes like a responsibility that you're not going to purposely spread disinformation, right?
Right.
And that wasn't like, oh, I think I actually believe this. That is, oh, we're going to turn this into a talking point to fill time, and then also make you think that maybe we do believe this, right? Like you don't actually believe it, but you're spreading disinformation and trying to just in order to try to get clicks or to be incendiary or whatever. And listen, we say a lot of incendiary shit on this show, but we don't say incendiary shit to get clicks. We say incendiary shit because we're dumbasses.
Yeah,
like there's a difference. We're legitimately stupid, crass individuals.
Checks out.
But yeah, like I'm just like, like you can't do that. It's just it's so stupid.
But the AI is wild though. It's creepy how lifelike and real it seems when it's 100% not.
Well, yeah, it's 100% not. Here's the thing, though. Like, if you saw the video of Patrick Mahomes making out with the referee, I mean, it was some very tender smooching. You could tell that
there were very soft lips going on there.
They were soft and supple. Like, I want to be kissed like Patrick Mahomes kisses that referee at least once in my life.
Before you know it, it's gonna rock you tomorrow on social media. You're gonna see him post a video. It's him and Pat just smooching going down.
Larry Quinn, I need you, bro. I need somebody to make a video of me and Patrick Mahomes making out so that I can at least see what it'd look like for me to be kissed like with true tender love once in my life before I die. I can at least like have something to hold on to give me hope that love exists in this world. But by like AI standards, like honestly, like the video was fine, but it's not the best AI.
I didn't see the Andy Reid one.
I haven't seen the Andy Reid one either. I only saw the Patrick Mahomes kissing one, but there's a lot of AI out there that's better than that. You could definitely see like the AI glitching and slipping up a little bit and a couple of things being off in the Patrick Mahomes one. And I only say this because, the industry that I work in aside from this has a lot of AI usage. And so I end up just happening to see a lot of different AI things. Right. And it was fine, but it's not like anything like revolutionary. Not to the point where I'd be like, oh, is that AI? Like you look at it, you're instantly like, no, that's AI. You can tell that's an AI generated video. Anyways, don't be a dumbass, Pat.
Yeah,
you're better than this, Pat. That's the whole thing. You're better than that segment. You're a better show than whatever that was. The problem is that he let all of his yahoos at the desk with him instead of keeping them off to the side at their one little side desk and just going to them every now and again. He gave all those jackasses panel spots.
Oh, that's a show. That's been a show for so long though. I dabble in McAfee, so yeah. I dabble
McAfee dabbler from time to time. I'll take a hot hit of intravenous McAfee right underneath my fingernails to get me through the day. Just a bump.
Now when he was Heartland Radio, that's when I was listening to him the most.
Yeah. All right. Before he was, is that pre or post Barstool?
That's pre.
Yeah, I feel like Barstool messed him up a little bit. I think Barstool in general, maybe like we're talking about the news agencies that grind our gears. Like Barstool is just a bag of dicks, like masquerading as sports media. Like get the hell out of here. Like I got no respect for Barstool Sports. I hope
I like their baseball boys. I'm cool with them.
I don't know about their baseball boys. The only thing I ever see is their football coverage and. I mean,
Gruden's been interesting. I'll tell you that. He's been
he's such a dick. He's such a dumbass.
The
problem is Gruden's trying to fit in with those jerk offs, and he's just like, oh, I'm gonna be like kind of crass, but I'm also gonna be edgy Gruden now. And it's like, yo, edgy Gruden, you got fired for homophobia and being a sexist prick. So maybe you should try to tone back your edginess because your edginess isn't socially acceptable. Your brand of edginess, so just chill the hell out for a second, bro. And so, yeah, no, everybody at Barstool can eat a dick. And I almost said something that'd get me canceled, so I'm gonna stop.
All right, so past it.
I'll tell you what I was gonna say offline. And if you think you know what I was gonna say, leave it in the comments section or message me on Twitter, and I'll let you know via emoji how close you were to being correct. But yeah, no, the refs don't favor the Chiefs.
No,
That's it's all said and done. The refs don't favor the Chiefs.
If anything, the Chiefs were penalized. They're one of the most penalized teams in the NFL.
Yeah, and if the refs were going to favor the Chiefs, one of the plays that everybody was so pissed off about was, Patrick Mahomes is a flopper because he was starting to go out of bounds and then he flopped and he got pushed and it was a clean play, and they can't let Patrick Mahomes get away with that. He didn't. They didn't throw the flag. There was no flag on the play. Yeah. He didn't get away with anything. They said, get up, keep playing, and he did.
But some of them protecting Mahomes, some of them are that's. Come on now, Rocky.
Which one?
Exactly, both.
Both?
Okay, I think both. I think both could be within question. Because the first one. Let's go talk the first one.
Okay, so we're going to talk about the first one. Is the first one indisputable? And no, is it borderline? Sure, it's a borderline.
It's very borderline.
But it's a borderline call that could go either way, and the referee saw it one way. The fact of the matter is that do they let it go a lot of the time? Yeah, they let it go against Lamar Jackson. They let it go against CJ Stroud. And should they have called it the same both ways? Probably, yeah, you're absolutely right. But by the letter of the law, the ball was out. He took a step, and he hit him in the head area. You don't have to go helmet to helmet in order for it to be a late hit on a quarterback.
He didn't hit him in the head, though. He didn't even touch his head.
You don't have to hit him in the head for it to be a late hit on a quarterback.
But that's the thing, Rocky.
The ball was gone. Was the ball gone when he hit him?
Ball was gone.
Was the ball gone?
Yes.
And then did he hit the quarterback with force?
I guess. Yeah.
I'm not saying it's not borderline, but by the rule book.
But man, it's got to look egregious. They play by the rules.
Yeah, where in the rule book does it say that a penalty has to be egregious in order for it to be a penalty?
It doesn't.
I'm not saying that they couldn't have, that if they would have not thrown the flag, I would not have been on my soapbox saying they missed a late hit on Mahomes. I wouldn't be saying that. It was a borderline call. They threw the flag. Mm-hmm. But you could say that it was close enough that they could have not thrown it, but there was enough there that they could have thrown it and they chose to throw it.
Yeah.
So you can't say, the refs missed it. They didn't miss it. They made a borderline decision and they said, I'm borderlining on this side and not the side that you want.
Yeah.
Sorry. I'm the second one though, I'm the league's been very, very clear about this. It doesn't matter if he gives himself up late. The moment a quarterback starts his slide, the onus is on the defender to pull up and not hit him. And you can say he hit more of his teammate than he hit Mahomes, but he still hit Mahomes.
Yeah, I'm shocked that those two guys didn't have concussion from how hard they hit.
They both led with their heads. I'm sorry, you both led with your heads. He had already started to give himself up. You can say it's an unfair rule to defenders. That's fine. I'm not going to argue that it's a fair rule to defenders and that quarterbacks don't take advantage of it. But the rule clearly says if the quarterback starts to give himself up, the onus is on the defender to be in control at all times in order to pull up and not hit the quarterback. You are responsible for your body when you're on the football field. Yeah. And it's not Mahomes' fault. It's not the Chiefs' fault. It's not the referee's fault that those guys were out of control at that moment. And you can't say they were in control because they ran into each other. If they're in control, they're not going to run into each other. So they were flying. You say it's a fast game. It's all this stuff. I don't disagree with any of that. But the rule says you're responsible for your body at all times as a defender on the football field. Sorry, he started to give himself up. That is a penalty. That one is definitely a penalty. I'm not going to apologize for that one. And then on the one on the sidelines they didn't call, Mahomes flopped. He should be flopping. If you're not if you're not trying to flop, and if I'm a quarterback and I know the rule is if I start to give myself up, they can't hit me, I'm going to try to wait till the last second.
You should
go down and try to draw 15. It's no different than in basketball trying to draw a charge. It's no different than in baseball before they outlawed the shift, employing the shift because you know that people can't hit an opposite direction because there's not enough Tony Gwynns in the world. Like you're not trying. Like it's the same way as like on offense. Sure, you're not allowed to run a pick play, but you can run a play where you run into a guy and pick him. As long as you sell it that you're trying to run a route, they're not going to throw the flag, right? Like you can hold on the offensive line as long as you're inside of the pads. Like the football is full of people finding loopholes in the rules and trying to maximize them to a competitive advantage. That's what sports is.
Oh,
if you're not trying to find the loopholes and push the rules to the limit to maximize your benefit, then you're not trying your hardest.
It's true.
You know, so
and the Chiefs are operating at 100% on that category,
as they should. Like listen, every other team should be too. Like CJ Stroud should be doing the same thing. Is he going to get the calls? Maybe not, because he's not. And that's the other thing is, did Tom Brady get calls that nobody else got? People will say, yeah. Like back when Tom Brady was in his prime and playing, I was one of the people that said, oh, they always protect Tom Brady. They throw a flag, blah, 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 all the time. And it seemed that way when you're the team whose team is continually getting knocked out in the wild card round and you're losing to the same guy every single year and you can't get over the hump and you just hate them and you want to villainize them and say F Tom Brady, which I still say F Tom Brady, because at every single turn, because you want somebody to blame for your pain. Like that's what it is. And but we could go back and look at it. I went back and crunched the numbers because I was actually going to write an article one time for Arrowhead Pride about how like Mahomes doesn't get, like early in Mahomes' career, about how he didn't get the calls that Tom Brady got, and Tom Brady and the refs like protected Tom Brady and blah, 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 blah. And I went back and I looked at the numbers. I had to can the article because the data wasn't there. And I'm not going to write something and try to make it work when it's not there. Right. But the data wasn't there. In fact, Tom Brady was the middle of the pack every single year on roughing the passer and like late hit to the quarterback calls against him that he got every year. And during Tom Brady's heyday, Cam Newton was the guy who was getting the most flags for roughing the quarterback. And then that was followed up by Russell Wilson, which are guys which makes sense because they're running around extending the play and they're being chased around by defenders who are probably frustrated or tired or out of control and diving at them. You know what I mean? And so no, Tom Brady didn't get more calls. It sucks as a Chiefs fan to say it. He didn't get more calls. Patrick Mahomes doesn't get more calls. It's in your head because you're angry and you're hurt, and I'm sorry for your pain. But you need to talk to somebody and learn to find a constructive way to process your pain. And not until you acknowledge your pain are you going to be able to work through it.
Dang, now you're just making a lot of people who aren't Chiefs fans need to go to therapy, which, I mean, it's not a bad idea to go to therapy, but still.
You should. Yeah. I go to therapy every other week. I see a therapist twice a month.
This is my therapy.
I mean, yeah, I see my other therapist.
Yeah.
Right here. You're my true therapist right here. This is more like relationship therapy. Like I'm going to couples therapy with you. And so it's like we're going to couples therapy, but there's nothing wrong with our relationship. We're just trying to like
connect. Bros being dudes.
We're just trying to connect on an even deeper level of our bond, you know?
Oh yeah.
Like in couples therapy, they'll be like, hey, just stare into each other's eyes for like uninterrupted for like a minute straight. And that's like my dream, just to sit here and just silently stare into your eyes for a minute straight. But
I'd get awkward. Like I would get awkward.
Well, yeah, that, and it would be a horrible podcast for everybody listening. It was just dead air for a minute straight of like me just intensely staring into your eyes. Like the 6 people who watch it on YouTube might find it entertaining, but everybody else would be like,
shout out to those 6 people.
Yeah, shout out to our number 6 Veachies. We love you guys. But everybody else, the other 6 people who listen to this on Spotify or Apple Podcasts would
is it over already?
Yeah, like, hey, is there something? Is my Spotify working?
Thank God it's a shorter podcast this week.
Yeah. And then it just
comes back and like, oh, okay. Like,
it comes back, and we're both just like in tears, just like,
that was good.
I love you so much.
That was good.
I needed that. I finally feel seen. I've never felt so seen in my life. But yeah, Patrick Mahomes flops. And there's one thing coming down the pipe.
That's where that came from.
Yeah, that's where that came from. One thing coming down the pipe is that Ron Torbert is officiating the Super Bowl this year. And if you don't know who Ron Torbert is, he is the referee it was him and his crew who threw the flag in the 2023 AFC Championship game when Patrick Mahomes was running out of bounds and the Bengals player pushed him from behind and gave the Chiefs the extra 15 yards they needed to march down the field.
Nice.
In their quest to defeat the Cincinnati Bengals in the famous Burrowhead my ass game. And so I cannot wait for him to officiate the Super Bowl, because in the week leading up to it, you just know that on Twitter, every single chili eating, skyline farting dumbass from Cincinnati is just going to be out there just bitching and complaining about how
like they usually do.
Going to give the Chiefs the Super Bowl, and I'm going to relish every single moment of it.
Gosh, Reds fans are already being pissy already too. In baseball season.
Man, they just are
Cincinnati
city of bitching.
Yep.
Is that their slogan?
Welcome
to Cincinnati. We bitch a lot.
Yep.
Bitches. We got bitches. Welcome to Cincinnati.
Head bitch, Joe Burrow.
Yeah, head bitch, Joe Burrow. Second head bitch, Joe Mixon. He's not even here anymore. Third head bitch, Jamar Chase. Fourth bitch, the ghost of Ken Griffey Jr. Which, by the way, not congratulations Ken Griffey Jr., but congratulations Ichiro Suzuki.
Oh yeah,
and Sabathia being elected.
And Billy Wagner.
And Billy Wagner. But I don't like them as much. I don't like Billy Wagner as much as I liked Ichiro and CC Sabathia.
They're all studs.
Ichiro had 1,200 hits and a 353 career batting average in Japan before coming to the major leagues and getting over 3,000 hits and playing for 19 seasons.
Yeah, he was nuts.
Absolute machine. Like one of the greatest hitters in the history of the game. And I mean, the fact that here's the thing. All right. This is a new segment called Rocky Magaña Suck a Dick of the Week.
Okay. All righty. That's very
segment just now. All right. This week's Rocky Magaña Suck a Dick of the Week goes to the one Hall of Fame voter that didn't vote for Ichiro Suzuki to be in the Hall of Fame.
It's like, what are you doing?
Yeah, 353 out of 354 voters voted for Ichiro Suzuki, and one jackass out there just needs to have his credentials revoked. So to you, I say, suck a dick. This has been the weekly Suck a Dick with Rocky McGuire. Yeah, I don't know if that's going to be a segment that we keep.
I don't know. I'm not sure. We'll see what Serta says in the back end of this one.
But you know, if it's only a segment for 1 week, then I'm glad that we used it on that.
Especially for that, because the Hall of Fame, that's what you strive to be when you want to go to the baseball, when you want to play baseball, and that's what you want to make. You want to go to Cooperstown.
You want to go to Cooperstown? Who doesn't want to go to Cooperstown? Even if you don't play professional baseball, you just want to go to Cooperstown because you get to experience the joy of baseball and be a kid again. And I've never been, it's on my bucket list to go to the Hall of Fame. I've never been. We should take a road trip at some point before I die.
I'm down.
Okay.
I'm down. Always down.
All right, before we get out of here, Kelsey went nuclear in this game like we thought he was going to. Doy, it's the playoffs. Of course, he's going to go nuclear. Andy Reid made a good point. He said, listen, early in the year, everybody was double teaming him, and then all of a sudden we get DeAndre Hopkins, we get Hollywood Brown back, and Xavier Worthy develops, and they have to cover other guys, and suddenly Travis Kelce is open. He's like, you're going to see more of that, and so I'm excited for that. Who has more to lose in this game, Bills or the Chiefs?
Ooh, I think the Bills, because it's like they keep making it this far and then they aren't able to, I don't know, get past that second or third hurdle. And I feel like at times we're basically watching Josh Allen play, ball out, and he's not going to be winning any Super Bowls that time. Who's the quarterback there back in like the early 90s?
Jim Kelly.
Jim Kelly. We're literally seeing the second rendition of the early 90s Bills right now, and they keep on trying and they keep on failing because you got a guy like Pat Mahomes who's not going to give up the stranglehold he has on the AFC entirety and also in the NFL. It's I think the Bills have so much more to lose because they've tried and tried and tried, and this might be one of their worst teams that they have assembled together, that they finally figured it out, but still, they're still trying, and they still failed within the last years. Do I think it could happen again? Possibly, but man, that's the team that has a lot to lose more than the Chiefs, because what did the Chiefs lose? Oh, we just came off 2 title runs, made it to the AFC title for 7th straight time, 6th straight time. I'm not sure how many times
they lose you.
They'll lose as me, but still, they'll always be here.
They lose history. They lose the historic three-peat. Now, if it was next year, I would say the Bills have more to lose. But I do think that the nobody ever three-peating in history, like the Chiefs have a chance to make history.
True.
Right? The Bills have a chance to make Buffalo history. The Chiefs have a chance to make NFL history.
Right.
Right? Like football history.
That's fair.
So I'm going to say the Chiefs in this one. I think that the key to this game, as in all games, is to stop Josh Allen, especially his legs. And we've talked about it before on previous episodes. Josh Allen runs up the middle. He does not run off tackle. He does not run outside of the tackle box off the end. He's an up the middle between the tackles runner, which means that Mike Pennell and Chris Jones are going to be crucial in this game. The defensive tackles, the running backs, you got to play disciplined. Stay in your lane, take your gap assignment, plug your gap assignment, beat your man, tackle Josh Allen. Don't let James Cook be the change of pace back that tears you apart either. You take care of those 2 things, I think the Chiefs got a really good chance at winning this game.
You also got to limit turnovers, either side, whether for you, both teams really need to limit turnovers. Whoever wins turnover battle probably wins this one. And also, whoever has ball control. I think ball control that's one that matters the most, because you know that the Bills like to slow it down. It's a very old school Raider-esque type of movement getting down the field, where it's just a hand the ball off, run it with your quarterback, get that first down. It don't matter how many times, how many tries it takes you to get to that first down, they get that first down. They're going to control it the entire time. The Chiefs need to do the exact same thing as well. I know that's what they've done majority of the season this year. Heck, Kareem Hunt's looked great. Even this past week, he's looked great. And now if he has to just hand the ball off to Kareem Hunt, do that the entire time, because he's getting 4 yards easily.
100%. And I think that Kareem Hunt, talking about motivation, I think Kareem Hunt is extremely motivated to get his slice of the dynasty.
Yeah.
Right. He wants to be remembered as a guy who helped be a part of the dynasty and not the guy who missed out on the dynasty because of his own stupid mistakes. You're absolutely right. I think that special teams is also going to play huge in this. I think that Tyler Bass and Harrison Butker, whichever one, if one of them has an off night and the other one is nails, then whoever's going to kick better in the cold is probably going to win this game. Yeah. It's going to be that close. It's going to come down to somebody hitting a 50-plus field goal in the cold.
These 2 teams play the cold, so this might be a very fun, good one. This one might be memorable as well.
People were hyping up the Ravens-Bills game last week, which was great. R.I.P. Mark Andrews.
But this is the Super Bowl. Come on now. Let's be honest.
But this is better. This is bigger. This is better. This is more important. This is a bigger game to Bills fans than the Ravens game was to Bills fans.
Yeah, of course.
Is everything to the Bills fans. This is everything to Chiefs fans, because we want to play in the Super Bowl against the Washington Commanders.
Let's
go, Commanders.
Let's go, commies.
That would be great.
Hand up. Who are we? The Commanders.
Oh, man, I'd much rather play against the Commanders than the Eagles in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, no, same.
And so, all right. Well, guys, thanks for rocking with us as always. Find somebody, love each other. It's been a crazy week. Crazy things happening in the world. Palisades fires. Hang in there, guys. My fire. I had a house fire when I was in high school. We lost everything. It's terrible to lose your home to fire. And so literally hearts go out to you guys. Be safe. It sucks. It's just like fire and water are like unstoppable forces, right? Like you just like when they come in force, there's nothing you can do about it. So if you're lucky enough that you're safe and you're warm tonight, then appreciate that. Find somebody, hug them, kiss them, love on them, make an AI video of the two of you making out, and share it with them.
I swear, Rocky, if I get this, like, oh man, I will be creeped out.
And then, yeah, just love on each other. We love you guys. We hope that we've earned the privilege of your time as always. Right, rate and review, and follow us all. I'm Rocky Magaña. He's Kramer Sansone. We'll talk to you guys next time.